And welcome to the Friday Night Blitz on this first day of November, getting closer and closer to those state championship contests, which has obviously been pushed back a few weeks due to Hurricane Helene. So tonight, some big-time matchups, and we'll start with our game of the week in the Bank. Senior night in Red Bank, as White Null hosted Lexington, and senior night for members of the band, cheerleaders, dance team, gathering there with their families, to be honored at halftime, where we find White Null was up 28-7. So third quarter, Timberwolves with the ball, Landon Sharp to Javon Griffin, tip drill, laser focus, ends in a positive yards, and the official takes a spill, but you'd be okay. And that would set up Sharp. Drops back and finds Devin Geronimi and some fancy footwork on the sidelines, and he's in. That is a 35-7 White Null advantage. Timberwolves looking to enhance their playoff resume. I was told by one of my sources at the game that Lexington was on its third quarterback. Matt McCauley off the bench, heaves it, desperation. Nigel Lewis is at the other end, catches it deep into White Null territory. And that would lead to McCauley keeping, and McCauley will score 35-14. White Null with a 3-touchdown advantage. That would be the final, so the Timberwolves win the battle of the Big Cats with the Wildcats. At the Swamp, River Bluff taking the field to face unbeaten Dutch Fork. We'll start with Dutch Fork on offense. Ethan Offing, he's committed to play baseball at Clemson. Not the first Dutch Fork quarterback to do that, obviously. And he goes 30 yards to KJ Smith, and the deuce is in the end zone, and a 7-0 lead for the Silver Foxes. On defense, Dutch Fork, we showed this guy a lot. Josh Smith getting a lot of interest from some Power 5 programs. He was at Clemson, I believe, last week. Maybe headed to Williams-Brice at some point for a visit. Head coach Tom Knotts would watch his offense continue to put up the points. Offing will swing it out to Maurice Anderson. Some good blocking, and you see the arms go up in the air on the sidelines from more than one coach and player. That is a 51-yard pass play and a 14-0 Dutch Fork lead, and the Silver Foxes remain unbeaten. They roll 41-14 over River Bluff. Unbeaten HERMO in its first season in Class 5A, hosting Chapman. First quarter action, HERMO is already up 6-0. And future Virginia Tech Hokie A.J. Brand on the keeper. Big stiff arm for a touchdown. This play helps him cross the 10,000 career all-purpose yard mark. Jackets go up 13-0. Next drive, Chapin's Brady Albro will find Stone Furry for a huge gain. And a few plays later, Cole Martin, he will be engulfed by a swarm of Yellow Jackets led by Major Taylor. That's a good name for a defensive player, Major Taylor. Now it's set up fourth down, and the Eagles go for it. Albro flushed out of the pocket, brought down by Jonathan Rhett. HERMO playing some D. Back to the offense. Next drive, it's Brand again. This time he'll find Joey Albritton for 6. And HERMO wins 55-21 over Chapin. Another unbeaten team, the Sumter Gamecocks, hosting the Westwood Redhawks, who are now a 5A program. Westwood down 21-8. And driving, Carrington Carter finds Cam Cunningham, who hangs onto the ball, and that would lead to a Westwood score, 21-14. Sumter responds. John Peoples finds an opening, picks up big yardage deep into Westwood territory. And that would lead to Cam Fortune finding a lane, making a cut to get into the end zone to make it 28-14. My Dutch Fork video was better, by the way. Just before the half, Sumter looking to add to the lead. That's what we do right here. We compete. They do check out Christopher Bentley making a juggling catch. Watch him run all the way for the score. And Sumter goes on to win it by a final of 65-28. You have a little window of what goes on behind the scenes. We're all deciding who had the best video. Since I'm the sports director, my video was the best. That's the way things work around here. That's why Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is the best driver on NASCAR right now. That's why Jimmy Spencer is the greatest driver of all time, with Robbie Gordon a close second. A little NASCAR references tonight. That's how you close the first half of the Friday Night Blitz, but stay with us. More scores and highlights coming up right after this.